Another great idea from Galaxy 3. Today I will show you how to knit a dishcloth. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. On the front bed, raise 22 needles to the left and 21 needles to the right of 0. Place the edge springs on the last needles and make sure the latches are closed. You must have a total of 43 needles in working position. Now raise 43 needles on the back bed of the machine. You have to observe the needle rule. The leftmost working needle must be on the front bed and the rightmost working needle must be on the back bed of the machine. Now you can see the needles up close. Set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 3. Set the back lock the same way, the lever to N and the stitch size to 3. Insert the orange strippers and take the yarn. For this project I'm using white cotton yarn. Now need to unroll. The lock must be on the left side of the machine. It should look like this. Set the front lock to CX and the stitch size to 4. Set the back lock the same way, CX and stitch size 4. Now knit 2 rows. It should look like this. Set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 5. Set the back lock the same way. Knit 1 row to finish the cast on. Clear the row counter. On the front lock, set the stitch size to 4. Set the back lock to AX, the stitch size to 4 and press the left arrow key. Raise pushers under all needles in working position on the back bed. If you want both ends of the dishcloth to look the same, knit 2 rows without the left arrow key pressed, then clear the row counter and continue as shown in the video. You must have a total of 43 pushers in working position. Rotate the racking handle anti-clockwise to its upper position. Transfer the stitch from the 4th needle to the opposite needle on the back bed. Then transfer the stitch from every 6th needle to the opposite needle on the back bed. You will have 1 group of 3 working needles on each end and 6 groups of 5 needles in working position between them. Make sure to put all empty needles out of working position. Rotate the racking handle clockwise to its lowest position. I will place these 2 weight hangers on the sides. If you have a cast-on comb, you can use it from the beginning. Now you can attach the weights to the metal loop of each hanger. Make sure the weight hanger is not in the way of the needles or the strippers. Now knit 28 rows. Don't clear the row counter. On the back lock, press the 0 key to disengage the arrow key and knit 2 rows. Now we have to repeat the same steps. Press the left arrow key on the back lock and knit 28 rows. Press the 0 key on the back lock and knit 2 rows. Continue repeating these steps until the row counter is at 178 rows and the lock is on the right side of the machine. On the back lock, press the 0 key to disengage the arrow key and knit 2 rows. On the back lock, move the NX lever to N and increase the stitch size to 7. Rotate the racking handle anti-clockwise to its upper position. Remove the edge springs, take the double-eyed bodkin tool and transfer all the stitches to the opposite needles on the back bed. Place the edge springs on the last needles and make sure the latches are closed. On the front bed, raise all 43 needles in working position and place the edge springs on the last needles. Rotate the racking handle clockwise to its lowest position. Knit one row and lower the front bed. Push the stitches to the middle of the zigzag row and make a latch cast off using the yellow tool. You can see the process up close in one of my other videos. When you take the last stitch, cut the yarn from the lock, wrap it behind the latch into the hook and pull it through. Raise the front bed, remove the weights and remove the knitting from the machine. I used the cone end to make the dishcloth. And this is the final result. Now we have to hide the yarn tails. If you look closely, you will see that both ends are different. If you want to make them look the same, you can knit 2 rows without the arrow key pressed right after you make the cast on, then clear the row counter and continue with the pattern. And now you can see the dimensions of the dishcloth. It's 26 by 21 centimeters or 10 by 8 inches. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.